Welcome to Luma. This demo will highlight how Luma can use customer input to determine the flow of a skill. Conditional branching adds the ability to triage issues and either automate resolutions where possible or at a minimum create actionable tickets based on the user's responses. Let me show you how easy it is to create a conditional branch in a skill. Best practices suggest that you start with a list attribute. This isn't an absolute requirement, but will deliver a better user experience by providing all of the options to the user and will limit the conditions that will need to be validated. In this example, I will be adding the Outlook General Categorizations attribute to the Outlook Issues skill. Opening the skill, scroll down to the Conversation Parameters section of the skill. Select the list attribute that you want and associate it to the skill. Click on the mandatory checkbox and add a prompt for the attribute for the skill. To add the conditional rules, click on the Rules column. It may say Add, or it may say Edit if rules have previously been added. The Rules screen will be displayed. If rules had previously been added, they would appear in the top section. Under Fallback Rule, decide what action you want to take for this skill if none of the rules evaluate to true. The options are execute a different skill, continue the current skill, or exit the current skill. For this example, I'll choose to continue the current skill. Note that you are able to set or clear specific attributes as needed when calling the subsequent skill. In the Add Rules section, you are able to create a rule that checks one or more values and then, if true, executes another skill. First thing, decide if you want to match any or all of the conditions. You can also create a custom condition that includes both ands and ors if your skill requires that. Choose the key that you want to compare against. In this case, it will be @context and then the name of our attribute. Since we used a list attribute, the value will be the value from the attribute definition. Then choose the skill that you want to execute when the condition is true. Click on Add to add the rule. If you had chosen a custom condition, you will need to enter the number of the conditions, along with any ands or ors as needed. Include parentheses if you need to set the order of precedence. You can also set or clear specific attributes as needed when calling the subsequent skill. Once all of the rules and called skills have been added, close the rules box by clicking on the X, and then save the skill. You can test the skill by opening the test bot from within Skills Builder. I would also suggest opening the debug so that you can see the logic flow of your test. In the test bot, I'll enter one of the phrases for the skill. I can see that the list attribute is displayed along with the prompt that was entered. Selecting one of the options, I can see in the debug section that the second skill was executed. Complete the testing by rerunning the skill and selecting each option in turn, making certain that the appropriate skill is executed. You have now seen one of the newest capabilities of our Skills Builder application. Skills Builder is still a relatively new product, and there are a lot more Skills Builder features in the works.